The return of my Coin Lady channel brings me much joy. Everyone here has to learn a lot more about the country called China. There are a lot of factors at play here, but I'm betting that China will be the biggest driver of crypto growth in the coming years. The country has been making some crazy announcements recently, and I'll be sure to fill you in on every detail. The US economy will be my first topic of discussion. Tell me what's going on. Shortly after that, we will delve into the Chinese economy. I assure you that it will play a significant role, and then we can discuss its implications for your XRP, HBAR, XLM, holdings, and everything else. There is a lot of wild, ridiculous stuff happening right now, so please pay close attention. Allow me to begin by providing you with some data regarding our government's spending. Up until this point, you can see that this chart was following a fairly consistent pattern. You may be asking, what the fuck is going on with this clock? If we look at the graph below, we can observe that federal spending rises through the ceiling in 2020 and 2021, right before Biden's inauguration. Then, after he pays off a lot of the debt and expenditure that he just accrued, it goes up again, and then it falls down again. Government spending has never been higher than it is right now, and the Biden and Harris administration is unquestionably to blame for the incalculable damage they have done to our economy. Yes, this will soon be resolved, and we will return to the more sustainable path that we followed during Trump's presidency. Additionally, we may be able to reduce the national debt, which will pave the way for an era of rapid economic growth in the US, during which we will have an abundance of funds. As with other periods in history, this one will be known as the Golden Age. Within the next 4 years, I predict it will happen again. Our relations with China will be greatly affected by what is going to happen here, alright? I don't think Donald Trump wants to see China's economy become the biggest in the world, especially because it has recently exploded and is on track to overtake the US in terms of economic power. Therefore, this relationship will fundamentally influence all aspects. What does this mean for cryptocurrency? Yeah, that's the part you should focus on the most. Joe Biden's commute, cut pardoning, and the Chinese person found guilty of possessing more than 47,000 photographs of children were among the recent news stories that piqued my curiosity. And I'll just leave it here for you to read. Heinous as all get out. Also, as a new dad, I feel obligated to mention that this kind of person is completely unworthy of any form of forgiveness. But keep in mind that he is a Chinese national as well, he wasn't merely some random guy with some ideas. The fact that he was a spy made him an adversary of American politics, which led to his incarceration. Consequently, we must inquire as to why Joe Biden is not just dumping these individuals, but rather pardoning them from their offenses. I really hope they spend the rest of their lives confined to prison. Why is he granting them a pardon? It turns out to be more intriguing than you might expect. So, according to Donald Trump Jr., the Chinese Communist Party has much more information about the Biden crime family. Given their crazy spending, it's likely that this is true. Along with the money that went to Ukraine, China, and other countries, there were those hacked emails in which Hunter Biden referred to his dad as the big boss. There's likely a connection. It's likely that China is threatening to reveal all of this information unless you release our spies from prison and allow them to return to their home country. There was another spy who had this very thing, but it was used as an excuse to get rid of them since they couldn't prove anything else. Given that, then, what gives? Excuse me, what's happening? Where are US-China ties stand? Right now? This may come out as extremely conspiracy theoretical, but it is my sincere belief that this is the case. A deal has been struck between China and the Biden-Harris administration, in my opinion. They pardoned these individuals, you know? China doesn't hold the Biden family accountable for all the wrongdoing they've done against America, including laundering billions of dollars. Additionally, they will now permit China to invade Taiwan as a result of this deal. Am I correct? Here it is. China needs to break free of its landlocked position if it wants to significantly expand its economy, thus it's likely that they're working on an accord behind closed doors. Because as things stand, China would be unable to use certain trade routes in the case of a war due to the fact that the United States has military bases in Japan, the Philippines, and every country bordering China on land or at sea. In response to every indication that China's economy is about to surpass the US's, the US just launches a war with China, encircles the country, and reduces its economic might until it can declare victory. We're content with the current state of affairs. Consequently, China can prevent this from occurring by gaining access to Taiwan, then the Philippines, or Japan. They can escape their landlocked situation if they do it. Even if a war were to break out, they would have nothing to worry about. Once they regain access to all of their trade routes, they can restart their trading. The USA can't just blow up their chips and disappear into thin air. Oh my goodness, this is really insane. Did cryptocurrencies play a role in any of this? In a nutshell, yes. Alright, you will all understand it in due time. What I'm trying to do here is give you my take on the geopolitics of the globe as it is at the moment. Okay, let's be honest. Joe Biden's pardon of these Chinese nationals begs the question, isn't anything really fishy going on behind the scenes? Given this, it's puzzling. That Biden entrusted his own son with the task of laundering the money that had been obtained by officials in China and Ukraine. Also, yes. I believe this to be the essence of what is occurring at the moment, and here is why. For the sake of his personal wealth at the expense of the American people and China's potential rise to the position of world economic leader, Biden is essentially betraying America. Now he couldn't care less. So long as his loved ones are secure, Biden could care less. In the end, it's all that matters to him. That is, in essence, what we are observing here. Having established that, let's get into crypto and all this amazing things. Where's the connection to Bitcoin in all of this? Let me tell you something, right now, cryptocurrency values are collapsing due to the ongoing fight. Am I genuinely of the belief that this conflict will commence immediately? Yeah, I'm quite sure it's going to be a while. A little wrangling and negotiating will be required. Ideally, we would all work together to prevent a conflict from breaking out, but in the worst-case situation, we must be ready for this. As always, I appreciate you taking the time to view my video. Do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye for now.